up, everybody? It's your boy Keefe back once again from GhostCultMag.com, back with another live stream. Today we're going to chop it up and talk about metal festivals. Yo, we already got some people watching over on the Gram and YouTube. Ronald Gilmartin, Madam Mox is here. What's up? Bastilia 1982, Shattered Eyes, Rubber Band Man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to be back. I just, like I said, was a couple of weeks removed from a not great illness. So I'm like 95% of the way back, but not 100. But still glad to be here doing the thing. This is our second live stream of the week. I have some minutiae to talk about, but we're good. Hey, Dillinger Compound is here. What's up? Good timing, buddy, because this is going to also affect you. We're going to talk about metal festivals. I was looking for a topic to discuss today. Hellfest lineup came out last week. Rockville got announced today, as I predicted. Dillinger Compound, Dillinger Escape Plan is part of that. So we'll talk about that. And yeah, I thought it'd be very interesting to run these down. DC3 is here. DCY3. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad to be back. If you're not familiar and this is your first time here, GhostCultMag.com is your not sucky blabbermouth or metal sucks. We are your 24/7, 365 source for metal news, reviews, interviews with bands here on our YouTube and our podcast, and coverage of metal concerts and festivals all over the world. So, yeah. Oh, hey, Brooklyn Miss, welcome back. How are you doing? How's your family? How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. First, the minutiae, and then the show. Let's do this thing real quick. Trying to make with the quick fast lately and be a little more snappy, as I've gotten some feedback. A little too slow on the draw on some of these things. Morgan Evans passed by. It's a ghost cultist. AZ Adam 13 is here also. So in metal festivals and things, I thought some of these lineups are surprising. Some of these picks on the lineups are not surprising. So yeah, let's just do this. Just a reminder, we had a bunch of interviews coming up for you on our YouTube as we close out another strong year. Monday, we ran our new interview with Nick of Paradise Lost. Tremendous talking to him all the time. Very supportive and appreciative of that opportunity to talk to him. And tomorrow is our new interview with Testament. Both bands have albums out right now on Nuclear Blast, as it would happen. Ascension is the new Paradise Lost album. Testament's new album is Parabellum. Both are bangers. Probably going to figure into my top 20, to be honest with you, for the year. That's coming soon, too. We're working. The gears are turning for our end of the year countdown and things. So definitely check that when it drops. We'll let you know when. Also, tomorrow is another Glacially Musical Podcast Ghost Cult crossover live stream. This was our last one. And yeah, absolutely. We're doing another crossover episode tomorrow night where we do a chaser. We always do a series and then the chaser. We just finished our new series on Alice in Chains. If you missed that, go back. We did a deep dive on the first 5 Alice in Chains EPs and albums combined in the Lane Staley era proper. And then we're going to do a chaser tomorrow. And then we come back in another week with our new series on Queensryche, which I'm really stoked about. And then finally, just some minutiae. If you want to and you're feeling tipsy, you can always drop us a tip, just a tip in the tip menu. I'm always appreciative of anybody that supports us. We are not corporate backed. We don't do all those things. You know, we have some advertising on our website, thankfully, but we are not, we a little echo here in the background. But I always like dropping the links if you want a tip. We appreciate it. My phone is reminding me it's time to take my meds. God damn it. You know, Dillinger, we're going to talk about that. I also never saw it coming. I'll be honest. So here's our links to our various places you can drop a tip. You can buy us a coffee on Ko-fi. You can tip us with Cash App. We take Venmo. I'll take a PayPal if it's done correctly. Basically, at Ghost Cult Mag on all those things, if you just look them up. So yeah, that's the deal. There's our Cash App in case you're on a screen. And of course, Facebook is being a dickweed as usual. All right. Anyway, let's talk about these festivals. And first up is Hellfest. And I will begin this so y'all can appreciate. We'll do the full lineup first. So, pretty big year for Hellfest. You know, a couple of years ago when we came back from the plague year, Hellfest did this like epic 2-week thing that I honestly did not see happening, which was like basically 2 Hellfests in one. And it surely was, you could consider it to be overwhelming in some cases. I'll just get rid of the comment here. I'm going to get rid of the comment. Oh, my bad. Went too far. Going to get rid of the comment. Yep, Hellfest for Dillinger, man. So we're gonna talk about that in a second. About like I also did not. I think we were hearing rumors and rumblings that they were gonna kind of pack it in. So here's the lineup of Hellfest, just really quick, and we'll just talk about the headliners. Then we'll dwell on the headliners a minute, and then we'll go through the rest of the lineup. So, Bring Me the Horizon, Iron Maiden, Limp Bizkit, and Offspring are your 4 headliners for Hellfest, back to a traditional 4-day festival. Sometimes they'll do a pre-party day. They still might. It's camping. It's outside of Paris at Clisson, which is, maybe an hour outside of Paris proper. We already know Bring Me the Horizon and Iron Maiden have huge years of touring already booked that we knew about. I think Limp Bizkit and Offspring are a little more surprising, as well as some other bands. Now that we did that, let's just talk for a second about these headliners. Bring Me the Horizon, again, seems to be on every festival in 2026, similar to MCR and Iron Maiden. We've been lucky enough to cover the band all over the world. They are not everybody's cup of tea. Gravedigger is here. What's up, Gravedigger? Gravedigger, good to see you. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but they are an enormous band, and they do bring people in. They're their own, sort of as one of the leaders of metalcore, maybe the big 4, Mount Rushmore of metalcore, right? Maiden, we know already. Oops, going the wrong way. Maiden, we know this picture is shot by my partner Omar Cordy when he got to cover Iron Maiden last year. In Philly, Maiden has got the 50th anniversary Run for Your Life tour. There's a lot of speculation that when this tour is over, Maiden is going to be done. They already lost Nico McBrain to retirement, maybe forced retirement. We don't know yet, although Nico did leak his separation papers, which was some baller shit, I have to say. Made me sad, but it's real. Brooklyn Mist is asking about Dillinger. Dillinger Compound runs the Dillinger Escape Plan fan group, the Dillinger Compound, on Facebook and probably other places I don't know about, like Discord and stuff. But yeah, I was at that Coney Island High show also, Brooklyn Mist. I was there. Wild shit. I also saw Dillinger Escape Plan play on like a pop-up flatbed truck at a mall in New Jersey. Jesus Christ. I also saw Converge at a VFW in Salem, Mass. in 1999. Wild shit. So Maiden, they're going to be doing the hits. They're doing all of Europe next summer, which is going to be pretty stellar, I think. Randall D. Dunn is here. What's up, Randall B? Papa's 6765 is here. They're fun names, fun screen name people. Also on the bill now, a little more surprising. Like I said, Bring Me the Horizon, not a surprise. Maiden, not a surprise. Limp Bizkit, I know Sam Rivers just passed away, which really totally sucked ass. And I know Limp Bizkit, I'm not trying to age us. Let me tell you, feeling my age. Notice when I get back on the screen, I've got my type 2 diabetes shirt on. With Meshuggah and Candiria, that is right. That is right. I think Omar was also at that show, if I'm not mistaken, or at least some of the members of Omar's band. So Limp Bizkit, they put out that recent single, which I know was for a video game. They have worked on a new album, supposedly going to do a lot of touring next year. Limp Bizkit, it's kind of funny. Limp Bizkit is about as big now as they have ever been. I wouldn't be surprised to see Limp Bizkit also book like a summer tour of amphitheaters and they did a big tour about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I think you're seeing System and Linkin Park and Korn all dip their toes in arenas and stadiums. And Limp Bizkit, why not? A lot of people are curious. They want to hear break stuff, And then there's a little bit of a surprise. Offspring, I really didn't think of as a festival headliner, especially in Europe for in terms of punk bands and also, modern punk bands. They have been around for 30 plus years. Oh, SOU was life. Yeah, 98. I was definitely there. I was 27 or 28 when that show happened. That is a pretty punk rock day of Hellfest. Although, again, there are other bands on the bill on that day for that I think maybe would have made a more, somewhat more interesting headliner that are younger bands. We have to have new headliners at some point. So let's quickly run through the rest of the lineup here. Turn myself to the screen. Oh, hey, there I am. And again, I got my Type 2 Wilford Brimley Meth Syndicate Diabetes shirt on for those of you watching that have the benefit of seeing me. So yeah, day one, let's just do it this way. Day one of the fest, and I have the Hellfest. There are links in our description if you want to get tickets. There are early bird ticket packages available for some of these. So let's do Hellfest. And so day one, Thursday, June 18th, Bring Me the Horizon, Deep Purple, Social Distortion, not a huge fan, Cadaver, Igor, and Scald are like your main stage bands. Also appearing that day, in no particular stage order, but Papa Roach, Breaking Benjamin, The Plot in You, and We Came as Romans. Deep Purple, we just heard some pretty sad news about Deep Purple's Ian Gillan is thinking about retiring because his vision is down to about 30%. These guys are all 80 or older or pushing 80 if they're not over 80. Deep Purple retired once already. Fear Factory was $10. I was at that show too. So Deep Purple, Alice Cooper, The Pretty Reckless, Ailstorm, Mikey D and Friends playing all the Motorhead classics, which we knew he was going to do this year. All Time Low, Lagwagon, Shelter, band I was into back then too. Satanic Surfers, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, rare festival appearance. Inspector Clouseau, Elder, the Truck Fighters, love me some Truck Fighters and Elder. Ne Obliscaris, Rivers of Nile, Devangelic, Scaphos, Fair Schwantz, Bork Nagar, Winter Phyleth, and Perchta. That's your Thursday. We got to get a beer together. I'll be coming back to New York, I think, for a visit. If you're still in the area, I should be back on the East Coast next fall, possibly for that Maiden tour around my birthday, before or after. Speaking of Maiden, Iron Maiden headlining your day two of Hellfest, also with Sabaton, The Dillinger Escape Plan, Mastodon, Blood Incantation, and The Gathering. And The Gathering is playing like all of their tremendous, early stuff that I'm a huge fan of. Love Anaka Van Getsbergen. Also on day two of Hellfest 2026, Halloween, Ultra Vomit, Accept, Queensryche, Sortilege, Wings of Steel, Black Rain, Sabaton I mentioned, Opeth, Sepultura in one of their last ever shows in France. Bloodywood, Tesseract, Brothers of Metal, Return to Dust, great young band. We interviewed them last year. Ultravena, playing on the stage with Dillinger Escape Plan, La Dispute, Malevolence, Ceremony, Pogo Car Crash Control, Point Morte, Dispits, hearing a lot about that band right now. Gridiron and Wake the Dead. On the stage with Mastodon, you have Slift, Loathe, Torch, Stoned Jesus, Primitive Man, the heaviest band on earth, as I love to call them. Resin, great instrumental doom metal band. Yarstan and Dragonov, playing on the stage with Blood Incantation, Periphery, Decapitated, Silosis, Sinsanum, Blood Red Throne, new album next year. Crypta, Esoteric, and Impureza, as well as The Gathering stage has My Dying Bride, Rotting Christ, Karach, Angren, Treldum, Enherer, Pont del Diablo, Kelius, and Morir. The Gathering is like a weird band on that. My Dying Bride, Rotting Christ, Karach, Angren, Treldum. And The Gathering is somehow on that stage. Okay, that's day two. Limp Bizkit's day, the Saturday for day three, is Limp Bizkit, Volbeat, Hatebreed, Cult of Luna, who I believe will have a new album next year, Deicide, and Behemoth, with the smaller bands on those stages. A Perfect Circle, Tom Morello, Static X, and Enforcer, House of Protection, that's the guys who were formerly in Fever 333, great band. Thornhill and Slay Squad, also Volbeat over Megadeth and Anthrax. Cavalera playing all of Chaos AD, Crisis, Gatecreeper, Escuela Grind, Insanity Alert, and Loco Muerte. Also Hatebreed, Lionheart, Kublai TX, Cro-Mags. That's the Harley Cro-Mags for those keeping home. I mean, the Slift logo absolutely looks like the Slint logo. I'm pretty fucking mad. I don't know if that's a coincidence or what. It's like very oddly, I don't think, maybe like enough time has passed that you can rip off someone's logo, Avenged Sevenfold, into your death bat. I'm looking at you. So is Overkill. I have an Overkill shirt somewhere in storage that says, get your own fucking logo with the Devil Bat Chally from Overkill, my favorite. But I like Avenged Sevenfold quite a lot, actually. Also on the stage with Cro-Mags and Hatebreed and Lionheart is Trash Talk, Cancer Bats, King 810, Combust, and False Reality. Also on the stage with Cult of Luna, their friends in Amun-Ra, The Young Gods, Goddess and Astronaut, Pigs, Psychonaut, new album by them is Fierce, Fange, Brute, and Cold Capsule. Also on the stage with Deicide is Carcass, Septic Flesh, Obscura, Severe Torture, Defeated Sanity, Cabal, Profanation, and Dirk. And on the stage with Behemoth, Old Man's Child, still yet to see them. I would love to see them someday. Aura Noir, Oranzi Pazuzu, Guerra, 1914, just put a new album out last week. Mon S. Deus, Holder, and Viglos. So all the black metal. Yeah. All right. And on day 4 of Hellfest, The Offspring, The Hives, Rise Against, Pennywise, The Ataris, The Bones, The Dwarves, Not Scientists, other main bands on the final day. Bad Omens and Architects, I feel, would have been like fine headliners for Hellfest. Maybe they're just not quite big enough yet, but I feel like Bad Omens about to have a monster year. Just put a new song out today. They're on tour this weekend. 3 Days Grace, Black Veil Bride's President, Resolve, Riven Noir, and The Funeral Portrait, great band we did an interview with not too long ago. Also, The Addicts, Agnostic Front, Circle Jerks, Buzzcocks, Drain, End It, Made of Ace and Karen Dio. Can't read that. Also, on day 4, this is a stage I would probably be parked at. Down, Acid Bath, Corrosion, Conformity, I Hate God, Soylent Green, Black Tusk, Gnome, and Alta Rosa. Also that day on the stage with Napalm Death, Possessed, Forbidden, 6 Feet Under, Fulci, Sublime Cadaveric Decomposition, Bloodstain, and Tempt Fate, and also Mayhem, Wolves in the Throne Room, Scour. So Philip doing double duty on Down and Scour the same day. That's not great. Q is here. What's up, buddy? The awesome power of the Cube. For you Star Trek fans. Gina, Thy Light, Austere, and Silhouette. So it's a pretty banging lineup all the way through. Again, thoughts on Bring Me the Horizon and Offspring as headliners in Europe. Super interesting that Deep Purple is the band before Bring Me the Horizon. It's a strange Bring Me the Horizon, Deep Purple, Social D, and Cadaver, and maybe Alice Cooper in there also on another stage. It's like a very strange kind of bill. And then day 4, again, Offspring headlining over The Hives, headlining over Bad Omens, headlining over Architects. Just a little weird. I love Offspring. I'm not dissing. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. It is a hell of a lineup, though, and those lower on the bill bands are fucking fire. Those bottom 2 stages every day is just like maybe even worth going just for that. And again, I'm not a big fan of camping out. Let's see. There's a little. I'll just call this out. There's these little highlights for each festival. So, Bring Me the Horizon. 50 years of Iron Maiden, Limp Bizkit, explosive comeback to the top of the bill. I guess they haven't headlined Hellfest in a while. Emperor hitting Toronto. Yeah, that's going to be huge news, man. They're coming to LA this time and not San Francisco, so I might have to go down to that show. We'll see what my spring looks like. Offspring closed the festival with a special punk rock main stage on day 1. Again, The Hives, Rise Against, Pennywise, Ataris, The Dwarves, and Not Scientists. And then there's some other things, Deep Purple and Alice Cooper with their classic lineups. Bad Omens and Blood Incantation, two of the most exciting younger bands in the world. Breaking Benjamin and Perfect Circle, not a normally big festival ones. Megadeth and Sepultura doing career retrospective shows. French bands like Ultra Vomit and Igor, although Igor is multinational now. And Acid Bath and Dillinger both being touted. So that's a pretty damn good lineup for Hellfest. Now let's quickly pivot and discuss Welcome to Rockville. You know that we've been covering these Danny Wimmer festivals for a long time. We go to some of them. We didn't really get to do any of them this year. We will get back to them next year, including hopefully my return to Aftershock. So just really quickly, let's talk about the headliners. Guns N' Roses, kind of a surprise. We've been waiting to hear about a Guns N' Roses headline tour. We haven't heard about it yet. They've toured everywhere else in the world, but not the U.S. We know that their last U.S. tour was a little bit under, maybe not sold as well. They certainly would not admit that. But Guns N' Roses headlining day one. Day two, Foo Fighters going to make a huge return next year with a new album. Dillinger and Acid Bath, same booking agent. I mean, for real. I mean, there's a possibility, right? Then again, Bring Me the Horizon headlining day three of Rockville. We knew they were playing kind of all the Danny Wimmer festivals in 26. And then, not a surprise, because we already knew about My Chem, had been already previously announced as the headliner of these three Danny Wimmer festivals. So, super interesting. Let's talk really quick about each headliner, and then I'll go back to the lineup. So, GNR, still would hope to get new. We keep hearing that maybe there'll be some new music, covers, an EP, something. And all we got is a couple of reworked older songs. I still like them. I saw GNR twice, and they were fantastic. I know that people felt like the longer they're on tour, like Axl's, energy or stamina is not as good. But I think, like, when I've heard them, listen, man, like, a lot of people can't do it. A lot of people can't do it. So, like, can't sing notes. At least Axl can hit all the notes. Maybe he doesn't have the same power he had when he was 25. He's 60, or more. So I'll take a GNR at like 75% power over most bands. Foo Fighters, like I said, new album next year, sort of Grohl on the comeback trail. I know that there were multiple $100 million offers for some version of Nirvana with Post Malone and Joan Jett, and they have not as of yet accepted. I think there's like a resistance between Chris and Dave to do it, like to fully go, full Nirvana. But it would make all the money. It would make all the money, let me tell you. Also, again, Bring Me the Horizon. Here's another different shot of Bring Me the Horizon that we have shot somewhere. Again, not as big in the U.S. as they are everywhere else in the world, but they do seem to be getting these headline slots. So, props for them to be getting these headline gigs. And then finally, again, My Chem doing the Black Parade. And we know Rockville is in May. They have a whole probable world, continued U.S. tour that they've been announcing. And they just announced today, I think their final two dates are appropriately Halloween and Halloween Eve at the Hollywood Bowl. So, yeah. All right. Let's now quickly deep dive the lineup a little bit. I will put myself back on the screen, and let's talk about this Rockville lineup day by day. Thursday has Guns N' Roses, Five Finger Death Punch, who's supposed to be on kind of a hiatus. We'll see if they have new music coming out. Ice Nine Kills, Death Clock, Mayday Parade. That's your main stage bands. Also on the main on that Thursday, Godsmack, Alice Cooper, Black Label Society, Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. We just covered that. Got a review coming soon to the site. Buck Cherry and Fozzy. A lot of butt rock on the Guns N' Roses day. Also, speaking of butt rock, on the stage with Death Punch, Sting, Damon Amarth, somehow. Behemoth, In Flames, and All That Remains. I have a feeling we're going to get an All That Remains record or something next year. We'll see. Atreyu, Catch Your Breath, Crown the Empire, Holding Absence, The Word Alive, Fame on Fire, and Archers. Kind of very similar, samey bands to me, but okay. On the stage with Death Clock, Cradle of Filth, Napalm Death, Deicide, Flesh God Apocalypse, Suffocation, Immolation, and Castle Rat. They are everywhere on the strength of their new album, one of my favorites this year. And also Mayday Parade, Story of the Year, Wonder Years, State Champs, We the Kings, Census Fail, and Berlin, 4 years strong in the Paradox for your younger upstart bands. So that's kind of cool. Again, Danny Wimmer always packs it full. I know their press release was like Daytona, the home of rock, and I was like, is it though? I know I like people love going there. We've covered Rockville. It's always a good time. They have huge bands, but it's just like I know people like the allure of Florida and Daytona and motor racing and stuff like that kind of gets people to the track and everything down there, which is where it is. The Daytona Speedway is where the festival takes place. I feel like a lot of blacktop and heat is not going to be a good match for my pasty and round self. But okay. Also, day 2, Foo Fighters, The Offspring, The Warning. That's the 3 Mexican sister heavy metal band, not Warning, the stoner progressive doom band from Europe. Eagles of Death Metal, Winona Fighter, who I love, and Platinum Moon. Turnstile. Holy shit, Turnstile is everywhere. Lorna Shore, Zach Sabbath, and Seven Dust are your main stage bands for Friday. Also joining them includes The Offspring. So even in America, Offspring, not quite a festival headliner unless it's a punk festival. Parkway Drive, Hollywood Undead, Tom Morello. Failure. Fuck yeah. Great to see Failure get on some festival bills, huh? Sick Puppies and Violent Vera. Good luck. Talked about Lorna Shore, Paleface, Chelsea Grin, Alpha Wolf, Signs of the Swarm, Disembodied Tyrant, Not Enough Space, and Snuffed on Sight for your deathcore. Zach Sabbath stage also has Suicidal Tendencies creator, Carcass, Death Angel, Dying Fetus, Cattle Decapitation, and Spirit World. Hot damn, that is a good little bill. And also early in the day with Seven Dust, Static X, Saliva, Drowning Pool, Dope, Non-Point, Egypt Central Reunion Show, Spine Shank, and Primer 55. Basically, if you were a rock or a new metal fan in 2000 to 2005, that's your stage. That's your band. Seven Dust, Static X, Saliva, Drowning Pool, everybody but Mudvayne. Hopefully Mudvayne's going to be writing some new music next year. Saturday, day 3. Again, Bring Me the Horizon. Maybe, they're trying to make this be a thing. Stormland is here. What up, buddy? My teenage self is screaming in joy at that stage. Me too. I love all those bands. Weirdly, Zach Sabbath is probably like the least interesting band on that day. Saturday, beside Bring Me the Horizon, we have Motionless in White, Highly Suspect, Black Veil Brides, The Plot in You, Magnolia Park, and Amira LFK. Keep hearing about Amira LFK. Breaking Benjamin also with Lamb of God, Flyleaf with Lacey Sturm playing their entire debut album. Starset, I don't know that they go over as a festival act as well, but they are very theatrical and interesting. Yellow Wolf, Memphis Mayfire, and Red the Band, pretty good. I think they're a Florida band. There go. Simple Plan, Switchfoot, Plain White Tees, Gym Class, Heroes 303, Breathe Carolina, The Ready Set, and Framing Hanley, a super duper emo punk band day, besides Switchfoot, who is not that band. In addition to Avatar, you also have Dragon Force, Apocalyptica, Devil Driver, Windrose, Necrogoblicon, Psychostick, and Galactic Empire, aka, except for Devil Driver, the gimmick bands, all on the same kind of time. Also, Bad Flower, who I didn't mention, great band. They'll be on the main stage. The Hometown Palais Royale, who should be a much bigger band, I think. Biffy Clyro, not big in America, but huge in Europe, could headline a European festival, but not in the States. 10 years, still out there doing it. Dead Poet Society, The Haunt, not to be confused with Haunt, who should sue them. Colorblind, and If Not For Me, I could not care about those two bands. And then finally, day 3, again, My Chem. I think the draw for My Chem is still big. A lot of people want to see the Black Parade and hear those songs live. I tell the story about seeing My Chemical Romance at Tramps in New York City with like 100 people, and they struggled to fill the room. Then I saw them at Irving Plaza because they were opening for somebody else I liked. And then I saw them at Aftershock 22 in front of 50,000 people. Nostalgia's a motherfucker. Also on Sunday, Rise Against, All Time Low, Coheed and Cambria, Dance Gavin Dance, LS Dunes, and the Ataris. Also a day to remember, I mentioned Yellow Card, Sleeping with Sirens, Under Oath, Blessed to Fall from First to Last, and voila, your metalcore, swoopy hair, emo metalcore stuff. Slaughter to Prevail, don't really care about them. Whitechapel, Thy Art is Murder, Brand of Sacrifice, Carnifex, Body Snatcher, Distant, and Netherwalker. These are all your deathcore bands. What's up, Will by Design? Thanks for joining. Failure, dude. I love Failure so much, and Death Clock, same. We have an interview again, Rubber Band Man. I don't know if you heard me mention this the other day. I interviewed Ken from Failure about their new documentary, which again, everybody should take a look and go watch. Failure, Every Time You Lose Your Mind on Disney Plus and Hulu. Now that we're not boycotting Disney Plus and Hulu anymore. Yeah, from first to last. I know, I was surprised too. Also, so I mentioned the deathcore bands. In addition to Architects, who again is lower down than in Europe, Polaris, Throne, Make Them Suffer, Thornhill, again, House of Protection. Again, I think those guys have the same manager, right? Or the same booking agent. Julka and Wolves at the Gate. Again, metalcore, prog, progressive metalcore. And then finally, Sepultura is also there with Cold Chamber. So Dez doing double duty on Saturday and Sunday. Cold Chamber, Hatebreed, Demon Hunter, Bloody Wood, Il Nino, Infected Rain, who I love and is one of our biggest interviews on the channel, is with Lena Scissorhands of Infected Rain, Ladrones, and Kill the Robot. So that is your Welcome to Rockville lineup. How do you all feel about that? Would you go if you want to? There are links in the description. Let's talk about money real quick before I go. Obviously, Hellfest takes place outside of France, outside of Paris, France, at Clisson. Let's see where I can get tickets. Hellfest. Find a ticket. Sell your resale ticket. I wonder if the tickets for Hellfest are even already sold. Let's see. I'm not seeing anywhere to buy tickets. Maybe Hellfest is already sold out. That shit's crazy. 4-day pass is already sold out. 4 day passes you can buy, but the 4-day combine ticket is sold out. Okay. So let's see. All 4-day passes are on sale already. Ticket is no longer sent by email to combat scalping. I like that. I think it's like you get all your money located on a bracelet. Welcome to Rockville, and the heat sucks. It seems like it. And I talked about Sick New World. We're gonna look to cover both Sick New Worlds, Las Vegas and Texas. And I was dying out there in the heat, and that was in early May. And then they moved it back to April, and it seemed to be a little bit better. Let's see. Tales from the Pit, Hellfest. Tales from the Pit is there. Technically sold out, but you can get resale tickets, so that sucks. Rockville, passes are on sale now. Let's see how much Rockville is. And they also have like hotel perks and packages you can get too. 4-day GA for Rockville, $425. So basically $100 a day, all in, fees included. 4-day GA 4-pack, $1,654 all in price. And the prices go up as we get closer to the show, by the way, not lower. Let's see, their single day tickets are about $153 each. That's honestly not bad for all these bands, like 20 bands, and even if you only like 10 of them, that's a better value than most concerts you go to. They also have VIP. Let's see how much the VIP is. What's included in VIP? I think it's pretty reasonable, Stormland. And I know festivals are differently priced in Canada also. VIP perks include, fast track VIP entry for quick access, commemorative keepsake laminate, whoopee, shaded open air lounges, both main stages with lounge seating and live audio and video streams of the performance. That's key if you can't do the heat. Dedicated VIP bars located at each main stage with full beverage options. Outdoor patio areas offering shade, lounge seating, misting fans, and prime views of each stage. Premium food offerings for VIP guests, usually elevated foods and food trucks. VIP concierge team, which means maybe they'll get your merch and hold it for you. Maybe they will, sort of info people to direct you and assist you. Air-conditioned, flushable restrooms with toiletries for added comfort. I got to tell you, that is a huge bonus. Porta potties are hell. Dedicated festival merch stand in VIP and locker rentals with phone chargers. That's pretty dope. Is the other Hellfest returning to New Jersey? Well, is it the Hellfest that Trustkill owns, or the real Hellfest? That guy, the original Hellfest guy, is now doing his own version of Hellfest called something else, because Trustkill basically picked up the Hellfest brand and took it, which kind of sucks, I think. But there may be some other shit going on there we don't know about. But yes, that Hellfest is going to be in New Jersey. Not the same Hellfest as in France. 4-day VIP, $832 each person. So basically $200 a day. That price elevates to $865 when they get low on tickets. Or day tickets for VIP if you had a particular day you wanted to go. We need 4 more Hellfest before we can get all done day about it. Indeed. Puns. I love it. I love literature puns. I have to tell you. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if Carl is still running Trustkill, but I think he was, right? He had Ferret before and then Trustkill. I mean, $200 a day for VIP at this point. I know that seems like an astronomical amount of money during this current economy, but it is pretty great, you know? I think that's pretty great. And then there's also some Daytona Owners Club where you get like a racetrack parking and shuttle and a private entrance and yada yada yada. I don't know. I think that these the Owners Club is 4-day Owners Club. So 4 people for the VIP basically is $22.59. I mean, is that per person? I mean, you know, if you got money to burn, I don't, but if you got money to burn. And there's other things. There's hotel packages and stuff like that. There's a student pass. Also, the Danny Wimmer festivals always get veterans and Make-A-Wish kids come in free. So if any of those things are applicable to you, you should check them out. I think these are pretty damn nice. And the hotel packages also sometimes give you a merch voucher and some little commemorative tchotchkes. Not too shabby. $17.62 per person for the elevated pass and hotel package, which includes a VIP or day club. Your choice of a VIP or Daytona Owners Club pass. I mean, that's fucking dope. That's pretty dope. Anyway, let's see. People pay less for a mortgage. That's true. People pay more for mortgage payments. It's true. It's true. I got you, Stormlin. I got you. So yeah, that's the deal, man. Would you go to one of these things? I'm hoping we get back and cover some things. We have yet to hear about Incarceration Festival. Wisconsin's Rockfests get announced soon. Radio festivals get announced and start happening in the spring. We're not, there's still a couple more metal festivals to go this year. I believe we're going to try to cover EMM, Eindhoven Metal Meeting in Europe. In Eindhoven, near the ancestral home of Ghost Cult at Tilburg. So yeah, C. Maldonado is here. Screams of Hakamak is here. What's up? Yeah, Rubber Band Man. I would thoroughly enjoy attending both. I'm telling you, I hope to make my return to Europe and eventually get to one of these big European festivals, just because I want to take it in as a fan and enjoy it, but also obviously to bring the coverage to all of you. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep it open in the day. I don't know if I'm making it back to Europe next year, but surely I hope the year after. That's been this live stream. Tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern for the Glacially Cult crossover number 7. Ghost Cult, Glacially Musical Podcast, and Talking the Talk with Don. Myself, Don, and Nick all getting together and doing the thing. And then we start our new series on Queensryche next week. And of course, I will be back Thursday with the weekly Ritual Rock and Metal News live recap show. Last licks here. Dillinger says, I personally think promoters and organizers are going to feel the squeeze financially in the coming years. They're going to have to adapt, Keefe. They are going to have to adapt, Dillinger. I think you're going to see a lot of tours get canceled, downsized, dates canceled in the middle, bands not able to come here at the last minute. I think you're going to have a tremendous amount of European bands have a hard time coming here, and a hard road for American bands to go to England and the EU. and it's multifaceted as to why. But your number one thing is visas are almost untenable unless you've already got them paid in advance at this point. If your band isn't, used to be able to just come here and make back all your money on touring, and if you can't, that's a very serious problem to have. Ken Pierce Media pass by, my good buddy Ken. Good to see you, pal. That is the deal. That's our show. I got to split, but I will be back tomorrow live with the Glacially Musical Ghost Cult crossover. With any luck, Canadian promoters can band together for a creative festival circuit in the provinces. Yeah, I know for years it was much cheaper to go to and from Europe, South America, and Canada and skip the U.S. altogether. We know Christian did that in particular for a very long time. Stormland, did Heavy Toronto and Montreal ever make a comeback after they redeveloped Parc Drapeau? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong in Montreal. I probably am saying that wrong. Hey, Rubber Band Man, we'll catch you tomorrow. 5 Pacific is the time we're going to go live. 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern for the Glacially Musical podcast. You can always answer me offline, Stormland. We're in the circle of trust, not to my knowledge. Oh, there it is. They are on the other side of the country from you, right? And we also have that modified Ghost Festival where you are in Vancouver. Vancouverish. Chrissy and are playing Toronto. Amazing. I missed them so much. I need to see them. Missed them the last time out. All right. That's it for me. Peace, everybody. Thanks for watching. I deeply appreciate everybody for being here. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this, subscribe and follow us for more action. Peace, y'all. Hyperspace. That's right. That's right. We are a media partner of that festival. We got to remember that. All right. Peace.